Hey y'all, are you stuck in this endless paper versus digital debate? I know this is huge on YouTube and just everywhere around, but if you're like me, you know that they both have their perks, but for some reason you feel like you have to choose between the two. Today we're diving into how hybrid planning designed to create a system that actually works for your child-free or solopreneur lifestyle. All right, so don't fall into this trap. Most people waste their energy trying to pick the perfect planning method instead of actually creating a system that fits their unique needs. Sound familiar? Like, have you ever wondered why won't planners actually work for me? And I've been there because when I first started, all I had was a paper planner, but I realized real quick that there's so much more to this. And there's so many more things to consider than just, oh, find a pretty paper planner and just plan everything in that. No. Here are some common mistakes when choosing between paper and digital. One of the biggest mistakes people make is thinking that they have to choose between paper and digital planners. Like, why should we choose anyway? There's this either or mindset and it limits our options and it can lead to so much frustration. The real magic happens when you actually embrace both these methods and be strategic about it. Think of it this way. Why not use paper for brainstorming and creativity while relying on digital tools for scheduling and reminders? It's all about finding what works for you. Another common pitfall is not considering how paper and digital planners can complement each other. Sure, there's pros and cons to each, but by ignoring like this integration of both, you miss out on a much more flexible and comprehensive planning system because choosing one or the other restricts you so much. So, for example, you might write down your weekly goals in a planner, but track your daily tasks or time block in like Google Calendar. That way you can actually enjoy the tactile experience of the writing and you can also benefit from the convenience of technology. Another mistake, everyone's planning needs are so different, yet so many people overlook their personal preferences when choosing a planner. Like, it's just not about the planner being pretty. It's so crucial to tailor a system that actually fits your lifestyle and your work habits. So, if you thrive on visuals, maybe a colorful bullet journal might be perfect for you, or just colorful planner pages, or if you prefer more structure, a digital calendar with reminders. So, it just really depends. If you do decide to choose something like a bullet journal, don't get so caught up in the designing of your bullet journal that it makes you procrastinate and then you just don't get anything done because you're so busy making it look pretty. That's why it's so crucial to tailor your system to fit your lifestyle and work habits because not every planner or most planners is not going to fit your needs, and knowing what you need and how you work is just going to make this so much easier. I never understood why the whole versus debate or anything in general for that matter is like, why do you have to choose one or the other? I'm all about having the best of both worlds. When you focus solely on the pros and cons of like the paper versus the digital, it totally misses the bigger picture. Both have their strengths, and understanding their strengths can actually help you create a planning system that actually works for you, that you want to use. Some pros of paper planners: it enhances your memory retention. Like just writing things down by hand, it activates different parts of your brain compared to typing. It's like giving your brain a little workout every time you jot something down. It's just overall better memory. And this has been in multiple psychology articles, and I'll link something down below for that. A paper planner is also really good for as a grounding experience. There's just something incredibly satisfying about putting pen to paper. It helps you feel more centered and focused when we're in such a fast-paced digital world now. And sometimes you just need that analog vibe, right? Even just flipping through the pages and seeing your own handwriting gives you a sense of accomplishment. Plus, there's nothing quite like physically checking off a task or striking it through. It's a way to have that extra mini celebration. A paper planner isn't going to ping you with notifications or tempt you to scroll through social media. It's just you, your thoughts, and your plans, and no digital distractions allowed. So you get that distraction-free planning time. It can even be a creativity boost. So blank page is your canvas. So you can doodle, mind map, create visual to-do lists. All of these can spark creativity in ways that digital planners just can't do. Just don't get caught up in so much doodling like in a bullet journal or something that you procrastinate. The whole point is to set something up quickly and then implement. You also have more customization freedom. So with a paper planner, you can design your pages however you want, whether you're into bullet journaling or prefer a more structured layout. I personally prefer functional planning over pretty planning because I just get distracted. Although I do like color coding and little icons to help me organize. So if you're a doodler, you do you. Majority of my clients and myself are more on the functional planning side. Okay, so those are some of the pros of paper planners. Now, the pros and strengths of digital planners. You have accessibility across all devices. Your plans are always at your fingertips, whether you're on your phone, tablet, computer. So you're able to check and update your schedule at any time, anywhere. This is all about convenience. You get automated reminders, so you're less likely to miss appointments, and digital planners can send you notifications and reminders so you never forget an important task or a meeting. I also love digital because you can quickly edit and update your planner or your calendar because life just changes so fast and your planner has to keep up with that. So if you need to reschedule, just drag and drop. And having this flexibility is perfect for adapting to those curveballs life throws at you. And that's ultimately what a planner system needs to be able to do, is to have that flexibility and that adaptability. Digital calendars and planners, you can actually store so many more plans, notes, ideas without worrying about clutter because you're able to organize it. It gives you that search function because if you can't remember when that important meeting was scheduled or what was that video idea I had, all you do is quickly search the keywords and it's so much faster to find in a few seconds. And many digital planners sync with your email, project management tools, or other productivity apps. So this integration allows you to create this super comprehensive system for managing your work and life so seamlessly. Going digital also means you're going to reduce a lot of paper waste and it gives you that extra small steps toward being more environmentally conscious as well. Although with paper planners, as long as you use recyclable paper or recycle your planner later, all the pages out of it, that can still help too. And then being digital, you can always back it up. You've got these extra digital options that come with cloud backup and you can keep your plans safe. And if something happens to your device, you still have your stuff. Okay, so understanding these strengths lets you have this leverage to have the best of both worlds in a hybrid system instead of feeling forced to pick one side or the other. So I want you to embrace the flexibility and your productivity is going to thank you. This is why I love and prefer hybrid. So instead of getting caught up in which method is better, because neither is particularly better, consider how each can support different types of tasks, like using paper for creative brainstorming sessions where ideas can flow more freely and switch to digital for scheduling meetings and setting deadlines. Paper basically for being more fluid, and then digital for the structure and being more flexible and adapt. All right, so now that we know the strengths of both paper and digital, and we've covered the mistakes of what people tend to leave out in the planner versus debate. Let's explore how to effectively implement a hybrid planning approach. So my personal journey with hybrid planning started as pure paper planner. I have had a paper planner since middle school, and I thought I was the most organized person. So a paper planner worked for me well the first time I went to college and middle school, high school kind of stuff. But all this digital stuff wasn't as big or available yet. And I used the traditional planner because I love the tactile experience of writing things down and marking them out. However, when I had my first business, the coffee drive-through, found myself overwhelmed very quickly because of the sheer volume of tasks and deadlines and things I had to keep up with. And I realized, okay, a paper planner is not going to cut it anymore. I'm going to have to do something else pretty drastically. And that's when I started looking into different digital tools. I was very, very resistant to digital tools at first. I felt like I was losing that personal touch. As I tested and did trial and error of how can I still use my paper planner? How can I use digital tools very effectively? And I finally got my paper planner for brainstorming and creative projects while relying more on my digital planner more for the scheduling, the time blocking, and all the reminders. That combination had just completely transformed my productivity and made managing my time so much easier. So some strategies that I ended up doing was match tasks to the right medium. Use digital tools for scheduling and reminders while reserving paper for brainstorming and creative work. So, for instance, planning a marketing strategy, planning out video content, I would sketch out ideas in my notebook, doing mind maps, just getting ideas. And then I would transfer all the key dates and tasks into the digital calendar. And I've always used Google Calendar. And then the more I did this, I realized how many tools actually integrated Google Calendar. So being able to create a workflow that integrates different digital tools and like my project management system, I personally use ClickUp with Google Calendar and my paper planner. You can start your week with the digital overview, but use a paper planner for daily tasks, and then you just sync them regularly to avoid duplication. That's the biggest thing. You got to make time to sit down, transfer them. And this will keep everything so much organized and it won't be overwhelming because you know what is actually going on and when, and it's all out of your head. So that gives you the mental space to focus on what you need to do. So another strategy is I regularly assessed my hybrid system. I made sure that it met my needs as they evolved. So what works today might not work in 6 months because I had the coffee business then, and now I'm doing the productivity thing now. And they are very different. And just as life happens, like when my health issues started, I had to be flexible and adapt. And I had to update my system for that too. Again, flexibility is so key. So don't hesitate to tweak your approach as necessary. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you use a hybrid planning system? Share your experience or questions in the comments below. And remember that a hybrid system is about combining the best of paper and digital planners to create a system that works for you. So maybe you use paper 80% of the time and digital 30% of the time, or 50-50, right? Don't forget to subscribe for more productivity insights and be sure to watch the next video. Until next time, live life on your terms.